Here at Perfect Plants, we're all about diversity and maintaining a healthy environment. Knowing the difference between native and invasive plants is important when building your garden or landscape. Our nursery is located in North Florida, about 20 miles east of Tallahassee in a town called Monticello. Today we're going to be talking about some of the native plants we grow here at our nursery and why they're so important. Native plants are a part of a large ecosystem full of other plants and wildlife that work together to form a conducive environment. The plants that are native to an environment provide shelter and food to wildlife in the area. This helps everything to work together in one large symbiotic relationship. When a non-native invasive plant is introduced to an ecosystem and not maintained, it can cause great damage to the native plants and animals. This is why it's important to educate yourself on what you should and should not plant in your area. Let's chat a little bit about some of our favorite North Florida plants. One of the most important native plants we have is the Longleaf Pine tree. This fast-growing tree is what we would consider a keystone species, meaning that without it, our environment would change drastically, causing harm to the wildlife that depend on it. This pine tree reaches up to 100 feet tall. You can use longleaf pines for a privacy wall or to boost biodiversity in your yard. This is an extremely threatened species, so be sure to plant one if you can. Next on our native plant list is the bald cypress. This is a tree that can be found throughout the Atlantic coastal region from Texas all the way to Delaware. They thrive in wet areas near creeks and streams. These cypress trees can reach heights of 120 feet, but can also be pruned into smaller hedges, making them perfect for any landscape. They can also live up to a whopping 600 years. If you're looking for a more decorative native Florida plant, might we suggest the Leaf Hydrangea. It's very popular due to its amazing color-changing leaves throughout the 4 seasons. The Leaf Hydrangea thrives in shaded areas and grows everywhere from Louisiana to North Carolina. It's also a great plant for our pollinators because of how many large blooms it produces during the summer months. The southern magnolia is another great decorative option when looking for native plants. Perfect Plants carries 3 different varieties of magnolia that are native to the Florida region: the D.D. Blanchard, the Little Gem, and the Bracken's Brown magnolias. Magnolia trees get quite large and need a decent amount of space as they reach up to 90 feet tall and 40 feet wide. But if you want one for a smaller area, the Little Gem is a great option as it is considered a dwarf magnolia that grows up to 20 feet tall. Moving on to one of our absolute favorite trees, the redbud tree is a great option for those who love a pop of color during spring. It produces beautiful pink blooms and grows quite quickly. They reach about 30 feet tall and grow well in partial shade or full sun. When they aren't in bloom, they produce adorable little heart-shaped leaves. Pollinators love redbuds, so you're bound to attract some busy bees and butterflies when you plant one. Up next is the dwarf pink mullygrass shrub, which is a decorative ground cover, also known as cotton candy grass, due to its bright pink blooms during the fall months. It's extremely low maintenance and drought tolerant. It's also non-invasive, but only in certain areas. Be sure to check if mullygrass is non-invasive in your area before planting. Last but certainly not least, the white fringe tree is one of our most popular native plants in the Florida area. It produces beautiful fragrant blooms in the springtime that resemble fluffy fringe flowers. This is a slow-growing plant and is typically quite small, only reaching about 12 to 20 feet tall. They also produce dark blue berries in the wintertime, which feed tons of wildlife in the area. Native plants are essential to maintaining a healthy ecosystem that continues to thrive. We can all do our part by planting the proper species of plants and doing our research on what we shouldn't plant. Be sure to check out our selection of plants that are native to your area at myperfectplants.com. Until next time, happy planting!